Thank you, Susan, and thank you all for being here. Y'all forgive me, I've got some notes from my speech on note cards, but I don't have a teleprompter that follows me around. I'm here as Lewisville City Councilman, but I'm really not here to talk to you as your elected official. I'm really just to talk to you as a fellow citizen, fellow American who has asked enough already. Like you all. So I want to thank Susan and thank you all for being here. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to speak. I commend you for being here, taking the time out of your schedule to come here. Your presence here really is just an outward display of your inner zeal and dedication to the ideals our country was founded upon. And that's one of the things that really sets our nation apart from any other place in the world. We were founded on ideals. We were founded on aspirations. We were founded on people's dreams. A little more than 200 years ago, the greatest nation the world has ever known was no more than a dream in the hearts of ordinary people like you and me. People who saw the world as it was and dreamed of the world as it should be. People who believed and knew that their dream could and would become a reality because it was right, because it was true. They dreamed of freedom. Freedom that was their inalienable right, endowed to them by their creator. And so they trusted their creator that dream would become a reality. They knew it would require great sacrifice on their part. They knew that the blessings of liberty that they were endeavoring to secure would really only begin in their lifetime. They weren't just fighting for themselves, they were fighting for us, their posterity. And this they gladly did, because they were unwilling to pass on to their children and grandchildren the same burden that's been upon their forefathers and was currently upon them. So when they were laid to rest in the earth, they sacred by their own blood. They could pillow their head on the breast of their Maker in clear conscience, knowing that they had held nothing back and given all to the cause of liberty. And just as their Creator on the first new day brought forth life, their revolution has been the light of a new day to all those who seek freedom for over 200 years. Now, that was a different time and a different era, or was it? You see, I believe the challenges that we face right now are threatening to the life of our republic in those dark days in the 1700s that spawned the first. It can be argued that what we face today is even more perilous because our liberty is not under threat from some king on a distant throne somewhere. We face the tyranny of taxation, the oppression of trillions of dollars in debt heaped upon the backs of our children and their children by men and women of our own choosing. Now, whether we chose them directly with our vote at the ballot box or indirectly by a lack of sufficient opposition, that's a moot point. Because either way, by action or inaction, we put them in the hall of power. But, thankfully, we the people had the power to rise up and remove them just as easily. They cannot arrive soon enough. These charlatans of socialism had ignored the decades of government interference in multiple sectors in our economy, which has led to this unprecedented fiscal crisis. They tell us that more government interference is the remedy, and have the audacity to call that change. They print and spend trillions of dollars, backed by the taxes of future generations. The bailout companies, they tell us, are too big to bail. When common sense tells us those companies have already failed. They tell us better jobs, better schools, better health care, a better retirement security, a better environment. But in return, they demand that we ignore the lessons of history, which time and again have proven. The only government that can give you everything you need is the government that's already taken everything you have. If you think that could never happen in America, consider with me for a moment a typical day in the life of the average taxpayer in 2009. We'll call him Joe Taxpayer. Joe Taxpayer wakes up every morning in a bed that he paid a sales tax on when he bought it, in a house that long after he's paid off his mortgage to the bank he'll continue to pay a property tax. Then he goes down to get in his car, which again, at time of purchase, he pays sales tax. Then he goes to fill up with gas and pays a gasoline tax. If he stops off for a cup of coffee or a bite to eat, then he sales tax. Next, he pays to go through a toll booth to get on a highway that he's already been to build. This is all before he gets to work. And once he gets to his job, before he can take home any pay for his labor, the government reaches into his pocket and takes more than their fair share in income tax. Moreover, if he's a good employee and works for a good employer, profit is taxed at a rate that ranks amongst the highest in the industrialized world. Now, whatever's left of his paycheck, he probably takes a little bit tries to invest it so he can grow it, maybe for his own retirement or his college or whatever. But if that investment grows and makes the money, he pays. Exactly. Capital gains. And he does this, he does it every day. He does this day in and day out for years until he finally either quits or retires. At this point, he gets a Social Security check, and when he opens it up, those benefits are that continues every day till the day he dies. And after all this, if he manages to hold on to a little bit, to pass on to his kids or his grandkids, they pay a estate on their own inheritance. But even all of that is still not enough to satisfy the voracious appetite for our government for our hard-earned money. The Pied Piper of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, bumbling band of ballers on Capitol Hill, tells us that they need more of our money. They need to raise our taxes. But don't worry, they're only going to tax the rich. Their latest endeavor in the generational thievery is called the cap-and-trade system, or carbon, which is nothing more than a backdoor tax hike on the production and consumption of energy that results in the largest tax increase in history. And the last time I looked, everybody consumes energy, not just rich people. Everybody here, rich, poor, middle class, everybody consumes it. That's a tax on all of us. All that in the name of combating global warming. Now, if they were truly interested in combating global warming, they need to start by taking a long look at the mirror. If there's one thing folks in D.C. are proficient at, it's the production of hot air. I'm not here to debate global warming. There's some folks who, strong believers in it, some folks who aren't. There's one theory that hydrogen, not carbon, has more to do with the Earth's temperature. Hydrogen creates these clouds, keeps the sun from shining down. Or in other words, when the sun shines, it's hot. Where it doesn't, it's not. And speaking of places the sun doesn't shine, I can't think of a better place to tell our government to stick those energy taxes. So fellow citizens, we gather here tonight in cities all across Texas and all across the country to send an unmistakable message. Enough is enough. There may be no military force marching through our streets that requires us to take arms as our forefathers did, but the need for a revolution remains. Ours will have to be a different kind of revolution. Ours will be a revolution of the heart. A revolution to overthrow apathy and despair, replace them with resolve and optimism. Ours will be a revolution of the heart. It's in our hearts where we honor the memory of our forefathers' sacrifice. Ours will be a revolution of the heart. It's in our hearts where we aspire to greatness. When the prevailing winds of public opinion seek to convince our minds that the challenge is too great, it's our hearts that rebel. In our hearts, we know that we can't escape culpability for this current turmoil by simply holding a rally or giving a speech, waving a sign, or complaining about what those people are doing. But our hearts ask each one of us a convicting question. What will I do? Each one of us has to answer that question, and answer it carefully. Your response will determine whether future generations thank you for preserving the American dream, or ask you to tell them stories about how great America once was. Each one of us has to answer that question, do all that it is within our power to do, to stop this assault on our way of life. Take heed to the wise words of one of my favorite songs, that you'll never exchange a walk-on part of the war for a lead role in a cage. For over 200 years, our country has stood in the words of Ronald Reagan as a shining city on a hill. The glow of the great city has been a beacon to all those who sought not a better government, but a better life, through the freedom to succeed and obey our own merits. There are some who say that tonight the glow of that great city is flickering or fading. But to them I say to you, fellow citizens of the great city, the words of the poet Dylan Thomas, do not go gently into that good night. Rage against denying of life. We cannot sit outside while those who trade their liberty for a government handout continue to lead this country on its current path. That path is well worn and it leads to ruin. We are Americans. It is our nature, as Robert Frost wrote, to take the path less traveled. And it has made all the difference. It will make all the difference. The thinking of the spirits of our founding fathers are restless. The giants of history whose names and faces grace our monuments cannot rest in peace while the dream they passed on to us begins to slip away. They have stirred this revolution in our hearts. Our parents and grandparents didn't storm the beaches of Normandy or island hop to the Pacific to watch their kids and grandkids shy away from the fight for liberty. When America called, they answered. Tonight, that call is renewed. Will we do the same? Tonight, the Lewisville and cities all across the state and all across this country, we the people will take hold of the destiny of our nation and secure once again the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. Thank you for being here. Thank God for blessing.